Hi there. Think of the last time you were with your family and you all laughed at a joke until you couldn't breathe. Now, think of a time when you were with your friends and you laughed at something until your sides hurt. I would bet that what you were laughing about with your family was very different from what you were laughing about with your friends. If you're like me, you've probably also had the experience of retelling a joke to your parents that your friends thought was hilarious and having that joke fall completely flat. I make this point to illustrate how important it is to know your audience and to tailor your humor to what your audience will find funny. Similarly, a great writer knows his or her audience and tailors their approach and content based on who will be reading the work. This is a useful concept that'll serve you the rest of your life, and it's absolutely essential when you're writing your personal statement for your college applications. In the same way that you would not retell an inappropriate joke to a teacher, I hope, you need to ensure you have an image of who admissions officers are in order to understand how to make your personal statement resonate with them on an emotional level. If you look at the core values of any highly ranked college or university, you're going to see a lot of similar terms floating around. Excellence, integrity, diversity, inclusivity, collaboration, creativity. This is really helpful information, but we should remember that some of these terms are a little bit open to interpretation. What if something that signals excellence to me doesn't translate as excellence to my reader? To help clarify some of these potential ambiguities, I have my students use a tool during the ideation phase called a reader persona. A reader persona is actually an adaptation of a tool called a buyer persona used by marketing agencies around the world. Basically, if a company wants to sell a new product, they'll typically go out and do a bunch of interviews to try and figure out who their customer is. They want to learn everything about their prospective buyer so they can tailor the product's design elements, the product's price, as well as where and how they advertise to the customer. Once they've done enough interviews, they develop their buyer persona, which is an idealized version of the person buying the product. They'll give this person a name and a backstory to make him or her as three-dimensional and as lifelike as possible. I've found that it's helpful to do this exercise for college admissions officers as well. Having a person in mind whom you're writing for can help ensure the components of your essay are aligned with one another. You don't have the luxury of going out and interviewing a bunch of admissions officers, so talking to your guidance counselor is a great first step. You can also use online demographic data from a career search site like Zippia. Zippia's data show that admissions officers tend to be female, white, and have a median age in the mid to late 40s. We can infer that they will also at least have a bachelor's degree, and many will have taken advantage of the perk of free ongoing classes from the university they work for, and they'll have a master's degree or more. Obviously, people have all sorts of personalities, so even if all this was true about your reader, you shouldn't make too many assumptions about what they like or they dislike. However, we can extrapolate from this data that there's a good chance your reader will be significantly older than you. And you shouldn't assume that someone who is, say, 47 will automatically understand a reference to your favorite YouTuber or Twitch streamer. So, talk to your guidance counselor about what they know about admissions officers. Do some research online, and then fill out this attached template. You'll want to give your reader a name. How old are they? Do they live in the suburbs, the city, or a rural area? Do they have pets? Do they have kids? What types of books do they read? What media do they consume? What causes are near and dear to their heart? Don't misunderstand. I don't want you to pander to your reader. You should write from the heart and be true to your experiences and your story. What I am telling you, though, is to make sure that your statement is framed in a way and uses language that is accessible to a person who might have very different life experiences than you. So think about your topic, your references, the jargon or slang you include. If what you're referencing isn't something that would be patently clear to someone from a different background, make sure you clarify this content in your draft. Once you have a completed reader persona, you'll have a better idea of how you can use your voice to speak to your reader on an emotional level. Your takeaway is as follows. Use the attached template to flesh out who you believe your reader will be. Give him or her a backstory and write and edit with this person in mind. Have a great day.